La John L. Lewis. JLL. John Llewellyn Lewis. So let's get started. Dark Sean. In fact, John Llewellyn Lewis. Well, let's get this party started. And boop. Hi guys, and welcome today to a new episode on this channel. Today we will be talking about a labor unionist. This will probably only be a short video because we really don't know much about this guy except there's a whole Wikipedia article, but I had to compress it a little, and this is like the time when I'm recording this is at night, so I hope you guys don't mind. But let's get this video started. So, who is this guy? As I've already mentioned, his name is John Llewellyn Lewis, and one of his speeches made it to the top 100 speeches in the whole of the 100 speeches of the 20th century list. By the way, its rank is 61, so that's still kind of high. But let's continue on. There are just a few facts we know about him. He was born on February 12th of 1880, and at a very early age, he was forced to go into the coal mining business. And that didn't really work very well, did it? So this guy hated mining this. And so what did he do? He decided to stop mining this and go on, you guessed it, a strike. But not like a strike as in the march of the strike stuff. Let's go, stick figure. I mean a sit-down strike, where you guys can get all the food you want. You can get all the food you want, given by the women and your wife, probably, if you do have a wife, and even get to eat some very, very, very cool stuff, like white chocolate. Wait, white chocolate didn't exist wasn't that much affordable back then? Oh, scratch that. Let's put in some cabbage. This is what you do instead of doing this. And repeat until you got everything. And so that guy, fed up with everything that has happened until then, decided to join the United Mine Workers of America. And the United Mine Workers of America, or UMWA, and he joined them. Yeah, sirree, he joined them. This is just one of the rest of the things we only know about him. Is that he was the American president, this United Mine Workers of American president from 1919 all the way to 1960 for about 40 years. Now this is just very, very annoying too. But then the UMWA wouldn't agree to his own little deals, and then his own rhetoric couldn't convince them all, and he was able to convince people to actually vote for bills by shaming on them. And his rhetoric, as you can see, is already proven to be very useful. It's ranked 61. Guys, it's 61. It's just so awesome. However, after that, he was like, meh, I do not like that. And he was still the president, but then he created his own labor union, CIO. Note. John was the 9th president of the United Mine Workers of America, but he was the first president of the CIO. How can you be the two presidents of two coalitions at one time? That's weird. And CIO stood for Congress Industrial Organization. Today, it has merged with a company called AFL, the American Federation of Labor, and now is formally renamed to the AFL-CIO, the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organization. So that kinda is a great effort for you guys. I give you a thumbs up! Anyways, from 1936 to 1944, an equivalent of the USA's president's term, for 4 years, he was the president of the CIO and helped people do sit-ins. Now, the good thing about sit-ins is that it made the police harder to get you, because then they would break the buildings, and then they would be charged of vandalism. Not charged of vandalism, but then the workers would have then the people who paid for all that building would have to pay for all the damage, and then they'd be really mad and stuff. And so that made the workers way more safer inside. They got meals from their wives, and the longest strike ever, a 44-day strike, a sit-in strike, lasted for 44 days, and it was, I'd just say, awesome for a lot of reasons. One thing here is that they got what they wanted. They were able to listen to the radio, and they also played cards to pass the time. And then FDR came along, who helped these labor union people to get, well, a lot of the things you might thank him. Thank John Correction. John Llewellyn Lewis. You can thank him for the 5-day work week when it used to be just a 7-day work week. You can also thank him for applying for the weekends so that people could just relax with their family on the weekends and with friends and families. You can thank him for preventing child labor, and you can also thank him for shortening the time and the minimum wage that you could get, so that just the minimum wage is just enough for you and your family to live on. You can also thank him for all the other benefits you got, like how much time you decide, and more pay for overwork. Well, I just hope you guys found this video interesting. One last fact before we go to the end part is this. On June 11th of 1969, the Republican John Llewellyn Lewis, who surprisingly helped to get a majority landslide for Democrat FDR, died. So, what do you guys think? His work certainly isn't over. But do you really think that his work ever had any effect? And if you never heard of him, which there is a high chance of that happened, then would you rather do a good job? Or would you rather to remember him for his accomplishments? You choose, but either way, we're gonna remove the information we have about him. So see you soon. Shanhan out. Peace.